Hello and welcome to the Sex Love Revolution. I'm Kristen Wright, and today I'm going to share with you how coconut oil is basically the answer to all of your problems. Just kidding, although coconut oil is a part of what I'm going to share with you today, and what I want to share with you is 4 ways to feel really good and sexy and beautiful and confident in your body. Because hey, summer's here, and I know that many struggle with the body image issues and the bathing suit season, and there's all kinds of memes, and I just want you to come home to your body and feel really good, beautiful, confident, without feeling like you need to do all the things to be worthy of wearing a bathing suit. So let's get to it, shall we? Good. Okay, I'm so glad you're here because I feel like this is a really important conversation, right? I know that many struggle to feel confident in a bathing suit or to feel confident naked. So I just want to share with you sort of 4 simple ways as a start. There's like many to speak to, but these are kind of 4 that I feel like are maybe a little bit different and a little bit more holistic, and I really hope that they serve you. So let's get into it. First things first, get your coconut oil out. Make sure it's skin friendly. Most are, but like refined coconut oil, maybe not so great. Like you might want the virgin, cold pressed coconut oil, or any other skin-friendly oil, but coconut oil is quite cheap and most people have it in their kitchen pantry these days. So grab that coconut oil, scoop out some, go into your bathroom, close the door, take a second, come into a place of feeling really grounded and centered. So maybe taking a couple deep breaths, maybe pick a couple songs on your phone or on a playlist that make you feel, like sensual, soft, slow in your body, that kind of music. Turn that music on and begin to massage your body. So starting from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, or your tips of your toes to the top of your head. Doesn't really matter the order. I just want you to really pay attention to every single aspect of your body, to stroke and caress with so much care. And as you do, whisper really beautiful words to your body, especially those areas that you kind of struggle to love, or those areas that you shame a little bit. Send some extra love to those areas, and also reframe them. For example, I often feel really hung up about the cellulite on my thighs. So if I'm touching that area, my brain might be like, oh, that cellulite, icky, icky, icky. And instead I might say to myself something like, oh my gosh, thank you, these strong muscular quadriceps, these strong thighs, these strong hamstrings, for helping me to get through my day, for carrying me on these beautiful walks in nature every day that I get to take a part of, for helping me squat it out in my workouts, for helping me feel really strong when I'm squatting and gardening, that kind of thing. So really reframing as you stroke and caress your body, and just taking back some of that maybe shame or anger or frustration or pain that you have projected onto your body. And speaking to that, another piece of that too could be a journal exercise where you really speak all of that too. You take the power back. Sometimes, when it comes to parts of the body that we don't like, we really work hard to cover it up, pretend it doesn't exist, or make it go away. So taking your journal and writing your name, I blank am a beautiful, sexy, radiant woman, or whoever you identify as being, because, and then write it down, because I have cellulite on my thighs, because I have tummy rolls, because my arms are jiggly, because I have a double chin, because I'm round and soft, and because, and you can just keep going, and you don't have to name all the things that you don't necessarily like, but just name the things that you struggle with, and the good stuff too. So because I feel insecure in a bathing suit, because I want to hide away or drink a bottle of wine before I get naked, and because I'm strong, because I'm smart, because just go for it, and just write it down and really claim it for yourself. Speak it out loud, maybe speak it in front of a mirror, or speak it into your voice note of your phone. And just, if you want to do that, you can listen to it again, but really reclaim some of that power. So that's sort of the first things first. The second is a little bit of mirror work. So taking 5 minutes or whatever amount of time you have in a day, maybe it's 1 minute or 30 seconds, but to get really conscious and to bring yourself to a mirror and to gaze in that mirror and to just notice, just pause and notice what comes up. There might be these little voices that you hear. You could get a little bit curious, like, where did I hear that? Or where did I learn that? Or who does that voice remind me of? But really sit with it if you can for a little bit longer than a minute and see if the voices soften. See what's underneath that. See what you see when you look in the mirror. Literally see what you see. And just let it be a practice, like a living question. And try to do this for at least 30 days. And you can write down, what's happening for you each time you look in the mirror. You can put it in a voice note. You can just let it be what it is and just explore with curiosity. And in my experience, it can be really painful to look in the mirror, but there can be a lot of growth from that, especially when we come back to it again and again and again. There can be a real softening and an opening and a blossoming when we return and when we allow it through our presence and our awareness. Now, the third thing I want to share with you is checking yourself. So checking where these messages are coming from. So say, for example, we'll use the example of my cellulite again. So maybe I look in the mirror and I look at my legs and I feel really shameful about my cellulite. Where did I hear that message from? Check the messages from your parents, check the messages from society, culture, religion, your teachers, your friends, your siblings. What have they all taught you about how you should feel about your body? And then from there, discern, what is your truth versus what you've been told or taught to believe, right? What if I just entered into this world as a child and no one gave me any messages about the cellulite on my body? Would I still walk around and feel like I was diseased because I had cellulite on my body, or a part of me was less worthy to wear gorgeous, short shorts in the summer? Probably not. I would probably go through my days uninhibited, wear those damn Daisy Dukes, and not think twice about it. And that's another way that you can look at it. Say if you're feeling really insecure about your tummy, well, think if you were speaking out loud what you say in your head to your younger self. Imagine yourself as a toddler. What would you say to your little inner child about their tummy rolls? Would you shame them? Would you make them feel like they couldn't wear a bathing suit or that they shouldn't be naked? Probably not. And although you're not a child, that same essence, that soul essence, that little being that was you when you were 2 is still you no matter what age you're at. You are still that pure essence, that pure little being. And so speak to yourself with kindness. Check yourself. Check, the messages that you're buying into. Check the way that society is so pervasive in its messaging, whether it be signs on a bus stop or, the commercials that we hear. We are bombarded continually with images about and messages about how our body should look. Now, it's your choice whether you want to believe that or if you just want to come home to yourself and own the gifts and the divinity of who you are. And so that's one way that you can start to peel back these layers. And my own journey is not linear. It have been a secular journey, let me tell you. And I find that I'm constantly coming back against and pushing up and back against these messages I've been taught. And now what I'm starting to tune into about my cellulite as an example is like, because I have it, am I less worthy of enjoying the sun on my skin in the summer? Am I less worthy of enjoying my life in a bathing suit because I have cellulite? And the answer, of course, is hell no. I deserve to be in those Daisy Dukes. I deserve to enjoy my days letting the sun warm my dimpled skin just as much as anyone else. And now the next thing I want to talk to you about is just taking care of yourself by using pleasure as a way to nourish yourself. So if you've been following me for a little while on social media, you know that I use the hashtag simple pleasures of life a lot. And I really believe in the simple pleasures of life and just simply pleasure in life. And so what I have found is when I am taking care of myself, like really nurturing and nourishing myself, in the truth of who I am and what I really deeply desire, then I feel so much better in my body, right? And so I've had to use pleasure as sort of like my guide to really honor that. So what I mean by this is eating with pleasure. So rather than feeling guilty about everything I'm eating or putting in my mouth, I choose to be really conscious about what I eat by infusing it with pleasure. Now, that means like sometimes a salad isn't pleasurable to me, but sometimes, yes, a beautiful put together salad is so pleasurable. That means that sometimes cookies are really pleasurable. And when I eat them slowly and I allow myself that experience, when I allow myself to tune in and take care of myself with pleasure, I will tend to eat slowly and mindfully. I won't eat all the cookies, I'll eat one cookie. So when I choose pleasure, I find I naturally make better choices versus when I'm just, eating things that I feel like I'm supposed to be eating, because it's not in alignment. And it's the same for exercise. So taking care of my body means moving my body, but it doesn't mean that I like drag my ass to the gym every day and I work super, super hard, or do things that I don't want to do in the name of like dropping 10 pounds. Now, I'm not here to shame that culture. I'm not here to say that exercise is bad, because I'm someone who exercises every day, but I do it from a place of honoring my body's needs by honoring my deep pleasure-filled yes. So tuning into my body and saying, how does it want to move today? And going from there. Sometimes that does mean that I want to work really hard, or I have the energy to work really hard. And sometimes that means like going for a really great walk, or sometimes that means yoga, or sometimes that means HIIT training versus like strength training. But when I really honor myself and follow the pleasure and what makes me feel alive, I come back to it again and again. So I really think like looking at the lens of health and taking care of our body by honoring our deep pleasure-filled yes really brings us, like helps us to show up for ourselves again and again and again and take care of ourselves. And when we're taking care of ourselves, we're feeling fabulous. Am I right? I'm right. And now lastly, I want to share about self-pleasure as a tool for feeling fabulous and beautiful in your body. Now let's just think about this for a second. Let's just think about your genitals for a second. Typically, and I'm not saying this is for everyone, so in general terms, your genitals were the first place that you've been made to feel shameful about. The first place that you've probably sort of disowned on your body. Probably the first place that you just felt a little bit inadequate about, or maybe a little bit uneasy about. So reclaiming, coming home to pleasure in your body is a portal to feeling whole. It is a portal to feeling your divine nature. Think about that. Like, reclaiming an orgasm or being fully present in your body to experience an orgasm or even just intense, beautiful, luscious, rolling pleasure, there's really like no better way to feel your divine nature pulsing through your body than by being connected to your sexual energy. But many of us are not connected to our bodies. And even when we are having sex, we're not connected to the pleasure that we could be having. So really reclaiming self-pleasure, to really like be present in your body to the sensations, to work through any limiting beliefs, any blockages that are keeping you from feeling the full potential of your sexual nature is so healing in terms of allowing more sexual life force energy to be present within your body. And like I just said, it is life force energy. When you feel that pulsing and pulsating and pouring and swirling around your being, you feel alive. You feel radiant. You feel juicy and delicious and beautiful. There's no better way to feel beautiful in your body than coming home to the magic of your pleasure through the portal of self-pleasuring. And so I'm going to leave that here as the last thing I want to talk about and just share with you that I have a course coming up. It's called Coming Home, and I can't wait to share it with you. It's all about reclaiming pleasure in your body, reclaiming the art of self-pleasure so that you feel more confident in your body and more confident to ask for what you want in the bedroom. So there you have it, my friend. I hope this has been helpful for you today. I just want to leave you with this last thought. When you think about a plant that's growing, you don't typically go by, say you planted a flower. You've planted the seeds, the flower is growing. Usually there's a lot of care involved in that, right? We water the flower. If you're like me, you might speak loving words of affirmation into the seeds as you plant them into the ground. And then you try and give it really good conditions, like you hope that the sun's coming. Maybe if the plant's inside, you put it near a windowsill. You don't typically walk around and say, "Hey, you stupid plant, you look ugly. Hey, you stupid plant, you're not growing right. Hey, you stupid plant, you're not blooming in the ways that I thought you would." If you do that to your plant and you don't offer it any care, it's probably going to wither and die. So this is a beautiful analogy for your body. Maybe a bit extreme, but just think about that in that context. Your body is a living thing, just like the seeds that you planted for your beautiful flower. And so treat your body with respect. Give it the love, give it the care, give it the pleasure. Tune into it regularly. Honor its deep yes. Massage it. Speak loving words to it. Gaze upon yourself. Come back to your truth. Check yourself and really listen to your needs. Really come home to this divine truth that you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are wonderful and amazing and whole and holy just as you are. Now go forth, put on thy bathing suit,